Alright. Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Infi versus WFZ taking place here on Terranistan. Over here on the top left-hand side of the map, we have, wow, that microphone is really high, so we need to pick this up, this up. Alright, yeah, get all of that, trying to get that into position. We have WFZ spawning as the red Undead over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Mike, excuse me, as I look down over here, here's all my XSplit stuff, making sure audio is good and all of that. Meanwhile, right down in front of me, we are looking at, well, I'm going to be switching colors because Infi, if he does go for a Blade Master, well, it's very difficult to track on the minimap when he ever decides to wind walk. Now, discussions of the day, BlizzCon 2019 has been announced November 1st and 2nd, I believe, so definitely looking forward to all of the people who are available to go. I have reached out to the PR department. I've been invited in the past. I got a couple of Blizzard key arts all over the room from past BlizzCons as well, but haven't heard in a while, so hopefully well, if I do find out something and I'm allowed to let you know, I will definitely let all of the followers and all of the viewers on this channel know what I am up to if I am invited to BlizzCon. Maybe I will be able to run into some of you guys out there, even though I know that the majority of the players or the viewers seem to be from Europe and, well, outside of America. So I don't know why that's the case. But that actually makes sense why I am a popular American caster, since I think I am the only American caster that's currently still casting WarCraft 3. Now, interesting here, you can see that the peons actually decided to walk around this tree, selective tree placement, and that might be because he wants this orc burrow in a position so that, wait,
ready to work.
Is he purposely positioning this here? I'm not quite sure. Perhaps he wants this tree there for walling off. As we now take a look, the Shadow Hunter is out onto the field, and this is in fact a Shadow Hunter first. What is really interesting about this particular creep camp is the use of Lightning Shield on heroes, specifically Infi. Infi has been going for unorthodox heroes, and he's able to do this because he's been able to read Lightning Shield extremely well. By using Lightning Shield, he actually increases the damage output of a Shadow Hunter first significantly enough to where it makes a difference. Alright, you can see he pretty much clears out the creep camps right there, quickly hexes this one unit there as the Forestral Shadow Priest is going to try and get away. Death Knight trying to make its way back down, and the Shadow Priest is just purposely trying to heal himself back up. Alright, let's take a look at this Death Knight now, getting hexed back awake once more, and you're going to see a little bit of damage getting added up over here. Alright, Death Knight looking to perhaps get in some damage. There is an Abolish Magic 1-2 follow-up as the Forestral Shadow Priest needs to do a little bit more healing, but he is now outside of Death Coil range. That is the important part right there. We are looking at the Voodoo Lounge now being completed. Clarity Potion healing salve. Oh, excuse me. Just healing salves this time around. No Clarity Potions. A little bit curious about that as well. I guess the Shadow Hunter could be going for Serpent Wards. We haven't actually seen him use that second ability yet. Death Knight now off to the north here. And I gotta make a point of it. Playing to the maps. Very, very big impact on your hero choices. I'm loving this new style of play from Infi, using Lightning Shield to get a normally support hero. We saw it in a Blood Mage. Now we've seen it in a Shadow Hunter into level 2. That's one of the reasons why support heroes are generally support, because they have a harder time leveling up during that early stages of the game. Now, if they actually changed it so that different heroes actually had a different amount of experience to level up, that would actually be interesting. Another way you could balance your heroes as support heroes versus primary heroes, things of that nature. I don't think that's actually going to come about. If it does, well, you heard it here first. Back off to the north, the Death Knight has now used the Sacrificial Skull and is going to go ahead and heal up right here. If you guys have not heard about the new patch for 1.31, it's really giving new characteristics to the Undead. The idea that you are going to be sacrificing your own units for the good of the whole entire army. Rod of Necromancy, Ritual Dagger, and the new Unholy Frenzy is going to make a very big impact. Meanwhile, let's take a look back across over here. Lightning Shield, Shadow Hunter going to go ahead and try and pick up some items. There is another Potion of Invulnerability. Is he going to try to heal himself right now? That is the question. He needs to get all of those healing salves. Gonna go ahead and picks up double potions of invulnerability. There is a mantle of intelligence. That's gonna get picked up, but the Shadow Hunter is already high on so many items already. Potion of invulnerability here, ready to go. Healing wave. All the units are now backing around. Let's take a look at this. No easy lightning shield onto that Shadow Hunter right now, as the Force Troll Shadow Priest could try to get in some more damage again. Let's take a look at this. Trying to take down some of these units. That Grunt low on hit points, as the skeletal minions are now looking to back up. Stole the potion of lesser invulnerability and then used one. Very nicely done. And now the Shadow Hunter is a higher level than the Death Knight. That is not something you see very often. And now we are also going into a Pit Lord second? Alright, yes. I am absolutely confounded by a Pit Lord second. I'm trying to theory craft what exactly Infi's particular strategy is here. Thank you for recommending this game. Shadow Hunter first into Pit Lord. It really looks like the game is going in for a very, very strange outlook. Meanwhile, the Shadow Hunter, is he going to throw down Serpent Wards here? No, no Serpent Wards being thrown down. Anyways, let's take a look at what's happening here. The Shadow Hunter is still just walking around here, doesn't have that many items. Pit Lord actually has a Sobi mask as well, and
we're under attack.
well, yeah, this is all a little bit strange. I'm wondering what's going to be happening here. I don't believe Orb of Lightning and Cleave actually proc together. If that does happen, if somehow your like Cleave actually like multiply stuns and purges multiple units, that would actually be a crazy, crazy play there. Shadow Hunter escapes at 6 hit points and lives to talk about it. Wow, that boots, slippers of agility, the difference between victory and defeat right there. As we are now looking at the Pit Lord here, you got to be careful when you are going up against creeps that have poison. You're going to see that this Murloc Nightcrawler may try to go around. No, just a little bit too far away to aggro against that Force Troll Shadow Priest here. Let's take a look at this. Healing Wave now going back around to heal up the majority of those units. Healing Salve being used again. Staff of Teleportation now coming to an end here. Are we going to be looking at more healing once more? No Lightning Shield. Oh, Howl of Terror coming across. Major damage reduction, -12 across the board. Healing Wave bouncing around as Raiders are now getting added in. Polymorph onto the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. That will be coming to an end. Howl of Terror still removing much of that damage right there. And it looks like that was level 2 Howl of Terror. And down goes some additional units as well. Ankh of Reincarnation on the Pit Lord. We'll see if that is sold or transferred. Meanwhile, Death Knight, that is just an illusion. Don't worry anything about it, as it gets away at 5 hit points. Back off to the north, Undead, WFZ, able to get this expansion up and running. With this expansion up and running, the economic advantage is going to be difficult to overcome, but it hasn't yet paid for itself. You see the Necropolis, the Temple of the Damned, and the Ziggurat all here. Building some additional tech here. That should be helpful as we now go into engagement. All right, Staff of Teleportation coming across. Are we going to see a Howl of Terror? Forest Troll Shadow Priest, both, and the Forest Troll Berserker, both may get taken down. There goes one. Death Knight now sitting at level 3. Is he going to try and Death Coil that other unit there? However, the Crypt Fiend is going to get taken out on the other side as well. Pit Lord now sits at level 4. Forest Troll Berserker down to 217 hit points. Death Knight and Lich now making its rounds as well, as we are going after Crypt. The Crypt, Grunts, and, well, perhaps Pillage is the only reason why you could actually see or call for this particular engagement. Are we going to see a Howl of Terror? There's a Frost Nova. It looks as though the Raider will be able to get away. No, it does not look like it. There is that Howl of Terror. A little bit late, I believe, as the Lich gets a Death Coil to stay back and live to fight another day. Units all looking to back up again. 41 supply compared to 46. Howl of Terror, major damage reduction on those skeletal minions. As the Lich now backing up, he does have an Orb of Corruption for that negative armor. We're looking at some obsidian statues in the back as well. Now my concern is Howl of Terror actually normally just feeds mana onto those destroyers. With mana on those destroyers, those grunts are not long for this world. They're going to get taken down very, very quickly. So the Pit Lord will have to be extremely careful how he uses one of his heroic abilities. That's not something you want to be thinking about in the middle of a fight, whether or not your Howl of Terror is going to do more harm than good. We are now sitting at low upkeep. for the Orc here. Even though he does have a Pit Lord, it is a little bit confusing. Why is their Enforcer just ensnared there, not gonna get finished off? It is just gonna be walked all the way back. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, the expansion, Scroll of Town Portal now coming in. Frost Nova comes down. Where are all the units going? We could see an ensnare. No, oh, there's the ensnare now, but is it gonna actually last long enough? Death Knight quickly uses the Scroll of Town Portal, knowing that a quick hex could be coming in, and then once that happens, well, no harm can come, or no good can come from it. Shadowhunter using that Staff of Teleportation to get around the map very, very quickly. Using another Clarity Potion, needs to get much more mana. Once the Shadowhunter has mana, good things generally follow, but that's normally in the support role. Is it going to continue to work in this particular instance right now as the Shadowhunter looks to back away? We are getting in some Raiders as well, as the Pit Lord going after the Kodo, or going after this Forest Troll Berserker creep camp here. Should be able to finish it all off. Pit Lord is nearly level 5. Shadowhunter getting close to maximum mana here. What is going on? This Dark Wizard is dealing a lot of damage, and we also see a Dreadlord. All right, Dreadlord, Pit Lord, Shadowhunter, all curious heroes, not only in their choices, but, well, when they are normally selected. Dreadlord, perhaps the most unique hero now, as the Shadowhunter comes in to try and cause a bit of problems. All right, who got the gold? It was not Infi. Meanwhile, the item ends up going to the Death Knight. Ensnare onto a Ghoul, trying to force an engagement again. Meanwhile, the Pit Lord comes in from the other side. What is that Pit Lord doing? He knows that he is immune to Death Coil, and all of a sudden he decides to just dive right on in. Howl of Terror, but this is all counteracted by a bunch of curses. Howl of Terror and curses. Destroyers should be jumping up into the air. Sleep on the Pit Lord. Pit Lord's going to be woken back up here as the fighting now getting underway. More sleeps coming across, more damage coming in. Obsidian statues in the back trying to heal up everything. There are abominations in here as well. Another big Howl of Terror, big damage across the board. Howl of Terror level 2 as the Shadowhunter finally gets to level 4 as well. All right, Pit Lord sitting at 960 some odd hit points. Death Knight is currently hexed. Healing Wave bouncing everything back around. Scroll of Town Portal being forced in an engagement. Are we going to perhaps see the Obsidian statue get taken down? Roar was cast from a Scroll of the Beast, and I believe that was the reasoning for that, well, early departure that finally triggered that departure there. All right, Pit Lord is going to be in that front spot. Forest Troll Berserker low on hit points, gets healed back up. Good use there, as the Pit Lord is most likely going to get to level 5. All right, level 5 Pit Lord. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, I forgot what is the ultimate ability on the Pit Lord. If it does get to level 6, it's been quite some time. Someone will leave me a note in the comment section. Tome of Agility being left behind, and we now see, well, Vampiric Aura for the Scourge Bone Chimes right there. Watchtower. One Watchtower to try and protect this expansion. Abominations and Obsidian statues all here, ready to go. Kodo Beast are here as well. Kodo Beast is currently eating a Crypt Fiend. The other one, well, a little bit curious as to why it doesn't have anything in its belly. There is also one Rogue standing off over there. He's going to be able to continue to Shadow Meld. Sasquatch are we going to see an engagement here? There is the Ensnare. Sasquatch coming across. The Pit Lord can just go across here, get some big damage across, getting in some big swipes across the board to try and heal up much of that damage. Again, the Pit Lord is very dangerous in that front line spot because of all of that bonus damage. Shadowhunter now has the Vampiric Aura as he's leading the army. Tome of Intelligence and Replenishment Potion now being left behind for the Pit Lord to pick up. The majority of the creep camps have now been cleared out. Shadowhunter desperately wants to get to level 5, will not get there, but will get awfully close for that follow-up battle. Gloves of Haste may be the perfect item for that cleaving Pit Lord. Is it going to be transferred yes to him? He's going to have a very fast attack. And with all of this, this actually looks rather scary. The Pit Lord has additional armor for that front line. He has splash damage, sells the Replenishment Potion, picks up a Scroll of Town Portal, and it looks like he's going to be ready to go. Back down across over here, Lich, only sitting at level 2, will get very close to level 3. Are we going to see an Ensnare onto a Crypt Fiend? Come on, wait for the Ensnare. Come, what's going on? There's the Ensnare. We're going to see a Surround onto the Crypt Fiend. Pit Lord gonna get a little bit more experience. And that will pretty much be the end of that here. Pit Lord, well, gonna get a little bit more experience, but that's pretty much it. Vampiric Aura, Shadow Hunter, Pit Lord in that front line. Battle is gonna be coming across here in just a moment. Dreadlord has Vampiric Aura level 1, but only the Death Knight and him are gonna be benefiting. All right, Pit Lord now down to a little bit of mana once more as he decides to back up. All right, what are we looking at here? Pit Lord going to be ready to go. Actually, I wonder about this. When you have Blight on a map and it goes right up to the edge, will it actually bleed over in WarCraft 3 Reforged? Where, right, like, I know this is actually a technically non-traversable, but the dead should probably stop over in here, right? Anyways, Anti-Magic Show now coming across. Pit Lord is currently asleep. Kodo Beast eating on an abomination. Scroll of Beast, there goes down one Kodo. That could be a problem. Massive amounts of missing. According to this battle here, a lot of illusions also joining in. Wind Rider joining in as well, as the Pit Lord is just diving into that back line position, dealing massive damage. Howl of Terror across multiple units as well. There is a sleep. The problem with the Pit Lord, that far behind enemy lines, difficult to wake back up. Shadow Hunter now joins back in. Death Knight illusions are now going to get taken out. Priotos, thank you for the follow. I'm not even casting live right now, as the Obsidian statues off to the north could have some problems. Another sleep onto the Pit Lord. Shadow Hunter seeing that level 4 could get to level 5. More damage getting added. There goes an Obsidian statue, as the Shadow Hunter just shy of level 5 now. Death Knight level 3. Pit Lord is getting slept again, and that Pit Lord is just Howl of Terror, removing much of the damage from these units, and also just killing off so many of these units as well. Shadow Hunter looking to back up here. Who's going to end up finishing off all of these units? Death Knight. Pit Lord actually regenerating and getting a little bit of extra hit points while on Blight. Howl of Terror once again being used. Death Knight losing some major damage, as the Pit Lord unable to finish off any of these units. I am very much surprised that we didn't see one single destroyer yet. A single destroyer could have caused a lot of problems. Banshee going to get taken out. Nope, not taken out. It is just going to end up living to fight another day. Meanwhile, the Pit Lord is just dealing massive amounts of damage. Pit Lord gets taken out only to see it get resurrected here. Death Knight now going to be forced to pull back here. Let's take a look. Pit Lord is now back in play, ready to go, and now going after the Necropolis. You do not get Vampiric Aura when fighting buildings, unfortunately. Meanwhile, these ghouls are all going to get taken down. All right, Dreadlord now coming in from the back. All of these units across over here are going to try and take down some of these key buildings. Acolyte doing some major repairing as the Pit Lord teleports back home. 76 supply compared to 68. Rather unorthodox strategies so far. Wind Riders 0-2 upgrades, Raiders with 1-2 upgrades. That melee weapon upgrade should be very helpful here. Meanwhile, the Pit Lord is using a Clarity Potion and has really been using Howl of Terror a lot. I think if WFZ loses this battle, it's going to be one of the main reasons is because he didn't, well, he's not going into destroyers to devour magic that Howl of Terror, which would then give hit points to the destroyers, remove that nasty debuff that is on the destroyers, and at the same time be able, well, not on the destroyers, on the remaining army, while at the same time still doing a lot of damage across the board. Pit Lord now up to 3.2 or 9.2 armor. That is going to be rather important. Meanwhile, we are looking at the main gold mines. They are about to be mined out in about 2 minutes, as we are haunting another gold mine over here to the top right. Infi sitting at 80 supply compared to 73 by WFZ. Banshees have plenty of mana. We could have mastery training as well. We could have perhaps possession from those Banshees, and that is going to cause some serious problems. All right, here we go. In comes the next battle. There's a Shade keeping track of everything. Let's take a look. Banshees could try and engage. There's a Howl of Terror again. You can see 2 or 3 of those Crypt Fiends getting Howl of Terror, and that's pretty much an instantaneous loss of about 33% of your units. Pit Lord now in that front line position. He is getting focused down a lot. Massive amount of Howl of Terror hitting across multiple units. Pit Lord down to 515. Shadow Hunter is asleep. No healing wave as of yet, as you're going to see more and more damage continue to push through. Healing wave trying to save units. And there goes the Pit Lord finishing off one Banshee. There goes a Crypt Fiend as well. And the damage is just getting added up higher and higher. Howl of Terror coming across again. Crypt Fiends once again not dealing that much damage. Is the Pit Lord going to be able to finish off any of those units? Yeah, find some more units to fight their way through. Death Knight, well, ends up surviving as there was a Scroll of Town Portal to get out of a bad spot. Meanwhile, ghouls are looking to finish off these peons over here. One Watchtower going to be enough to try and prevent that. Meanwhile, Raiders and Wind Rider, perhaps they're going to be able to finish off or ensnare down a couple of ghouls. 80 supply over 90 compared to 70 over 100. Pit Lord, very, very much nearing level 6. Shadow Hunter nearing level 6 as well. Potion of Mana being used there. Pit Lord needs to perhaps use another Clarity Potion or gets another Potion of Mana. No, uses or gets a Scroll of Town Portal instead. Double Potions of Mana on the Shadow Hunter. And that Pit Lord, well, dives on in, and I don't know, perhaps Infi did the math and realized, you know what? Shadow Hunter first into Pit Lord. The Pit Lord with Cleave is actually perhaps better in a large fight than the Blade Master with Critical Strike. Pit Lord now making its way off to the north here. Are we going to perhaps see a little bit of an engagement? There you go. Raiders going to go out, get some damage in. Looking to pull these units back. Banshees are back across over here. Wind Rider could perhaps try and poke down all of these units. Howl of Terror is down. So many debuffs across the board. Dreadlord still sitting at level 2. Fighting is just raging on here as all of a sudden the Banshees, perhaps if they can, nope, only going to be used to cast Curse. A lot of units are missing their attacks, but the Pit Lord has been able to constantly, consistently dive on in to the back line. Howl of Terror, all of those debuffs are not being removed at all as the Dreadlord about to get taken down. However, the Pit Lord is once again sleeping on the job. Pit Lord down to, or at level 6 now. Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. Abomination gets a death blow to enjoy the fight again, but this is not boding well for him at all. Potion of Lesser Note, asleep right there. Pit Lord comes down. Wait, is that Inferno? Because the Pit Lord was not channeling that. That wasn't Rain of... Oh, no. Oh, it is the Doomguard. All right, Doomguard. Yeah, Doomguard brings out a unit, then gets Rain of Fire. So yeah, Doomguard. How could I forget? It curses a unit. Once that unit dies, the Doomguard then is summoned, and he has, I believe, Stomp and Rain of Fire. You're essentially dealing with an additional hero, and Infi just absolutely owning that game there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.